For fans, by fans. Section 336, the next generation of Baltimore sports talk.
Today on the show, the Orioles are coming down to the final stretch of the season. Will they have what it takes to finish strong? And it's been a long time coming, but we finally now have a reason to shout, Jimenez! But for how long will we have a chance to shout it? And with opening kickoff mere days away, we will offer up some bold predictions for the upcoming Ravens season. All that and more on this edition of Section 336.
Section 336.com. Buckle up, birds, be ready to ride. Your host, Matt Joshua Bird, are ready to fly. Baltimore's best, Section 336, the #1 sports broadcast. Get your fix. What's the news? Let's talk about Buck, our favorite Orioles. What's the latest lineup? Home runs and stolen bases. This is a trip. Stay tuned in at 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, the next generation of sports talk. I am your dearly stuttering host, Matt Soroka. As always, except for last week, I'm joined by the zany Burt Rohde.
I'm back. What up, 336ers? Good to be back. When the Orioles win the day before, it's always fun to talk about the Orioles. So hopefully they win again on Tuesday night.
And we're also joined by the button lover, Josh Soroka.
I'm missing the intern. You see all that running around I had to do
Yeah.
while the start of the show was going on?
Well, how do you think I feel? I'm the host. I'm trying to, one of the co-hosts.
Yeah.
All
All right.
And I'm trying to run an intelligent show here talking about the Ravens and Orioles. Last week, I was dealing with one of the most not knowledgeable people I know on the Ravens. Like, literally, there's no one that I would talk to. I can talk to who knows more about the Ravens.
I got a problem with Mr. Film Study.
And then, and my point is, and then this week, he was replaced by Bert. So I'm just saying, I'm dealing with stuff here, too, all right? You're not the only one dealing with stuff here.
I just threw out my notes from last week where Mr. Film Study himself told me that I should buy an Ochi jersey.
Okay.
Ochi's not a Raven today.
And Josh bought an Ochi jersey,
He
too.
did not.
Thankfully, I didn't buy an Ochi jersey. The football jerseys are expensive.
Josh had a really tough day on Saturday or something. He bought a Justin Forsett jersey, then he had to return it, then he had to go back and buy it again. It was a really complicated day for Josh.
Did that really happen?
No. Why would I buy a Justin Forsett jersey?
Well,
now?
I mean, there's a possibility that for like that one
I'm sure
24-hour period,
it
the
happened to
Forsett
someone.
jerseys were probably on clearance.
Yeah.
Somebody got one for like $49.99, regularly priced $89.99.
Yeah.
And boom, he's gonna be starting on Sunday, most likely.
Yeah. Do you think it was a whole conspiracy deal just to sell more jerseys?
Yeah, well, I don't know if that was the conspiracy going on here, but I don't know all the details. I hope one of you guys can clarify for me. But apparently,
Oh, shoot. I was hoping you clarify for me.
there was some maneuvering going on where they knew they were going to get him back, and he knew he was coming back, but it was had to be able to put Elam on IR and one other guy on IR. Like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It comes as a shock. It came as a shock at first that Forsett got cut, but then it also didn't come as a shock because the Ravens cut high-profile guys all the time. Like, you got Todd Heap, Derek Mason.
Right.
Guys like that get cut all the time. Justin Forsett's just another one of those names.
It's very common for them to say time to move on.
Exactly.
And then there was the whole Justin Forsett tweeting out saying, like, I'll let you guys know when there's a decision been made,
Right.
but like there's no decision has been made yet.
Right.
Which also kind of added because we thought it was definitely going to resign.
and
Now
there
he's
was
tweeting out this, and
And you expected that happened Saturday?
I think all that was Saturday.
Yeah.
So you would expect by like Saturday evening you hear some rumors of other teams talking to him.
Well, we had
reaching out.
Matt and I had breakfast together, and one of the topics of conversation was, do you hear they cut Forsett?
Yeah.
And then we went to the Oriole game that night, and my brother's like, hey, we got Forsett back.
No, I think we got him back on Monday, right?
Well, I think and that was part of that deal where it was kind of done, but Justin Forsett wasn't saying it's done until that Monday. So
All right, fair enough.
even it was kind of assumed we get him back.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, and it was the whole. I'm just reading it here from NFL.com. By cutting Forsett, the Ravens were able to carry defensive lineman Carl Davis and safety Matt Elam on their initial 53-man roster. Both Davis and Elam were then put on the injured reserve Monday, making them eligible for the one designated to return label in the middle of the season if a player is placed on IR, yada, yada, yada. So
it's the Dan Duquette pothole.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of had to.
It's a skirting around the rules
Yeah.
because you're
To make a
smarter than
spot
everyone
for 'em.
else.
Yeah.
Wasn't Carl Mr. Film Study was a big Carl Davis guy last year. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Just saying.
Big Ochi guy this year. Big Ochi guy.
Big Ochi.
Big Ochi.
All right. Well, that's a little teaser for what we have coming later when we get into our Ravens bold predictions.
Bold prediction.
I
predictions.
got some Ravens audio for you later.
Okay.
Because as you know, the Ravens love to let go of players. Except there's one guy they'll never let go of.
Who's that?
And they keep bringing him back.
Who's that?
He retired years ago. Keep bringing him back.
Who's that?
And he's back.
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis.
Why wouldn't you? He's the greatest.
Bring him back.
Bring him back. He should be in the locker room every day. They should still announce him and let him walk out and do his dance.
Yeah.
I
agree.
when I was working on I think it was ball bag where I put down how many statues will Ray Lewis get this year since he got one last year
They should just put a new statue up for him every year.
until there's 52 or 53.
Absolutely. Why not? Why not?
All right.
You want to talk baseball though?
Yeah, yeah.
Baseball's been way more fun this week.
And this is for me, for my money. Let the record show this is my favorite time of the sports season, but also my favorite time of the baseball season when there is, let me qualify this, when there is a relevant team to watch.
Right.
Because this is the greatest, right? We have this series versus Tampa Bay, and then like every 5 minutes, every 3 minutes, I'm on the MLB at-bat app all the time, checking out the scores.
Right.
And it's not just
Right,
like,
because you care about Toronto, Boston, Detroit.
yeah, I care about everybody.
Right.
Like Houston, Seattle, I'm watching everybody right now.
Sure. Yankees.
Yeah. And then there become interesting matchups. Like the Blue Jays are against the Yankees right now, playing the Yankees right now. And so just like as long as this series is happening, I'm rooting for the Yankees. The second the Yankees play someone else, I'm rooting. It's just it's total madness. I'm always checking my phone. I'm itching to see what's going on. Like it's just total baseball. It's just excitement. I'm doing math in my head. Okay, if this and this team lose, and
Right.
what series coming up? It's a fun time to be a baseball fan. I love it.
Now, but explain this to me, because when the Orioles fell out of first place, which would by now has been 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
We lost 2 of 3 in New York to the Yankees. We lost 2 of 3 to the Blue Jays here in Baltimore. I was watching the post game after one of those losses, after we had dropped to 2 to 3 games out of first place, and I heard guys like Tom Davis and Rick Dempsey saying, it's kind of fun though, because you do a lot more score watching when you're like trying to get back into first place.
But it's
like
not-
trying to tell
it's
us
not
that
more
it's
fun.
It's fun to not be in first place, guys.
It's cool, guys.
Because now you can watch the scoreboard and see what everyone else is doing. Like, no, that's not fun. What's fun is being in first place and just keep winning so no one else can touch you. That's what's fun.
It's cool to pee your
Yeah,
pants.
exactly. That's exactly what's
Everybody's
going on.
doing it.
I was getting so mad. I can't believe he's telling me that. Trying to find like the silver lining here, where it's, don't worry, fans. It can still be fun to be in second
Right.
place.
Guys, it sucks to be a Cubs fan. They're 16 and a half games ahead.
But for once, can't we just have a season where we just dominate everybody and just have a nice, like, what was 2014? By now we would have clinched.
Yeah.
The AL East.
That was our dominating year in 2014.
Yeah, I want one of those again. How long do we have to wait for one of those?
2012 was so exciting just to get down to that final game. That
Oh,
we got
yeah.
to ruin it for the Red Sox.
I slept well the entire month of September.
We partied like we won the World Series. We don't need a World Series.
I don't mind it, but I would. Don't try and tell me that that's better.
Oh no. I just mean, even if we were 10 games up, this time of year is just really exciting.
Agreed. I'm just saying, Rick Dempsey.
with the wild
Rick
card.
Dempsey, don't try and tell me that it's more fun to watch the scoreboard and hope that the other teams lose so you can move up in the standings.
Guys, it's really fun to sit on my edge of my seat to see if Gallardo can make it through 6 innings.
Yeah. Forget about
Don't
it.
want a pitcher that can go 9.
But it has been a pretty good couple days.
Yeah. Speaking of pitchers who can go 9, I mean, this is against the Yankees. We took 2 out of 3 in the most recent series over the weekend. Bert and I were there for the game on Saturday.
Do you
Yep.
feel like whenever we win the first 2 of a series, do you feel like Buck kind of phones in the 3rd game?
Yeah, because they have to pitch someone like Wade Miley.
Yeah, I mean, here's the matchup. We got Odorizzi tonight for Tampa. Has been the best pitcher in the American League since the All-Star break.
6 wins.
Yeah, an ERA of like 1.89. For us, we're rolling out Giovanni Gallardo, the opposite of Odorizzi. The
Hasn't
opposite
had a
of
win
good,
since June.
of 2000
something like that.
of 2006. So it's just, this is the game. If you're gonna pack in a game, almost like put in all the subs, rest our guys, we'll get him tomorrow, Buck. Like, this is the game to do it.
Right.
Except that Tampa Bay, they've got good pitching, but they can't score.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you can get 2-3 runs, that might be enough to win.
Do you
They,
see
they
this-
just fired their hitting coach today.
Yeah.
You do that when Jimenez pitches a complete
there's
game
an
against you.
unwritten rule in baseball that if Ubaldo Jimenez throws a complete game against you, you have to fire somebody. Someone has to be fired. And it just happens to be the hitting coach. What are you guys' thoughts on Ubaldo Jimenez? Let's go there.
You want to know, is this real Jimenez?
He's had, what, is it 3 or 4 now?
Quality starts.
Yeah, consecutive quality starts where he's pitched like not and not just like one of those
no, great.
6 innings, 3 runs, but he really didn't pitch that well. No, he's pitched
That's
great.
the Wade Miley. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's pitched great.
Yeah.
It's
We've seen
what,
this.
what do we make of this?
We've seen this before from Jimenez. Last year, the first half, he was excellent.
yeah.
So we know that Jimenez struggles. We know that Jimenez has trouble with his rotation. And we know that if Jimenez gets things flowing properly, he pitches really well.
Yeah.
We've had, 3 games now of him, his rotation working. It's shortened up. He's throwing the ball well. And as long as he can keep this, as long as this is where pitching coaches really earn their money. If they can keep Jimenez in this headspace, then it's excellent, and he's going to be a huge help to us in September and in the postseason.
Yeah. And we've seen him, and I agree, Josh, and everyone is kind of shocked. And you are shocked because remember in June, not just how bad he was, like it was embarrassingly bad.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's hard to comprehend how a guy can be that bad and then now this good. But you're right, we have seen it before.
This is the guy. It's the same guy. It's not like we're trying to explain, well, maybe Gallardo can do it because Jimenez did it last year. It's the same guy we've seen do this a few times.
Yeah, and we've seen it go from even like from year to year. Like his last year with Cleveland had an ERA of 3.30.
Yeah.
Then he comes here and he has an ERA close to 5. But we've seen him for a half a season be this good.
But that's why he had that leash for half a season until he moved to the bullpen, because we've seen the good. We kept thinking he would come out of it.
He also has at least because his paycheck. But
We
But
had to
he got
start.
the paycheck because he's been good.
He had to start in Toronto back in June, where he didn't even last 2/3 of an inning. He was pulled after 1/3 of an inning, giving up 5 earned runs and 6 hits.
Yeah, and you know what else?
He's had a fair share of terrible
Right.
starts where he doesn't last 3 innings.
And
Oh, yeah.
What's different with Jimenez is in the beginning of the season, once Jimenez gave up 2 runs, he would implode. What we've seen in these past 3 starts is if they score a couple runs, he settles down and gets better.
Wasn't
And
he?
he's been improving as the game goes on.
I mean, he's been on our roster, this being the 3rd year, but
Yeah.
wasn't one of his strong suits coming from Colorado or wherever it was that he was a second half pitcher.
right.
He
yeah.
got hot in the second half. I don't know. Maybe we're seeing a
And
little replay of that here in 2016.
last year he got hot in the first half and fell apart in the second half.
well, I think, and Josh touched on this, and if you looked at Buck Showalter's comments after the game yesterday on Ubaldo's start, it said, it's a pretty simple thing. Like when he throws strikes, he's successful. He's not walking guys.
Yeah.
Right.
He's throwing strikes.
He didn't walk. What did he walk? One. I think in the past three starts, he's walked 3 guys.
Yeah, I think
That's
it's
correct.
3, yeah.
Yep. 3 balls.
Plus he hit the guy yesterday, but
Right. And if you look at some of his starts this year when he hasn't lasted very long, even when he goes like 5 innings, he's walking on average like 4 guys.
yeah.
And so
it hurts.
Yeah, this is and so to your point about being high and stuff like this, well, with Ubaldo, it's very much on the mechanics and is he throwing strikes?
Right.
And there's no reason to think he can't continue to do it, but there's no way to know that he will because we've seen him fall in and out of these funks from start to start too. So there's really at this point, how much confidence do we have that his next start will be 7 or 8 innings as opposed to 3 or 4 innings? Like how
Right.
much I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But as long as he's pitching well, you have to put him out there every 5th day.
You keep putting him out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you also don't know how much of this is him being fresh because we never went to him in the bullpen. He didn't do much in the bullpen.
Well,
I'm still
Yeah.
not going to him to pitch the wild card game or nothing like that, you know?
I mean, that's 5-6 starts from now. If he's still pitching this way,
Well, yeah, if he will have earned it if he still pitches this way for his next 5 starts. But as of right now, I'm not ready to
if
make
you
it.
need
I'm
one guy
also-
right now to win a game, you're not going with Ubaldo?
No, heck no.
who you going with? Who's your one man?
Dylan Bundy.
No way.
What? Why not?
I would.
Why not, Josh?
Why? He's not been the top guy in the pen. I think Gaussman has been pitching extremely well. And right now, with Tillman on the DL, I'd go to either Jimenez or Gausman. If it was at this moment right now, I'd go with Jimenez.
And I go with Gausman. For what's worth, Gausman.
All right, there you go. We each picked one.
By far has been the most impressive the past.
We should write that down because there's a very good possibility we're playing in that.
I'm hoping we avoid that wild card game. Even more hoping we avoid the tiebreaker to get to the wild card game.
So then you have two So then you have to have two.
Then
starters.
you got to go two.
Yeah, that's interesting. I even I would prefer that we're tied because it brings up
it's
so
more
much
exciting baseball,
more intrigue.
Yeah.
If we're tied for the wild card
spot. You don't want to go straight to that. You want those extra games.
That's more exciting baseball.
Yeah, it's almost like playing in a series,
right?
Like all the other really good teams get to do.
You get extra playoff games. You're
hey,
so good.
While we're on Bundy and Gausman, real quick, before we go into anything else,
Cavalry 2.0.
Well, Matt and I were at the game Saturday. Gausman pitched to Jem as he went 6-7 innings. We were saying to each other, like, look at this time that we're living in right now. And I think I've even said this on the show, that here we go. We've got Bundy. We've got Gausman pitching back-to-back nights, pitching gems. Like, this is what we've always dreamed of, right?
Yeah.
Well, I went back and found an audio clip that I want to share on the show here from our very first episode of Section 336.
Oh.
Episode number 1.
Oh, my.
Tonight is 180 in weeks sequentially.
Yeah.
This was in March of 2013.
Week 1. Show 1. Episode 1.
Entitled Recrap.
That's a fitting title.
So here, listen to this. Is this going to pick up the audio right away? Ready?
Are you playing it?
Okay.
Would a bold prediction be in that Bundy and Gausman each start a postseason game this year?
That would be a bold prediction. Yeah, one man's bold is another man insane, but yeah.
I would like any of our starting pitchers to start even just that playing game. I would take that.
That's right.
So 3 years ago, we've been waiting for 3 years for this to happen, and now if we get ourselves into a series, there's a very good possibility of Gausman Bundy playoff starts.
Yeah. And this is
we've been talking about this forever.
I know, and for a team, and we talked about this a lot in August and July, like the starting pitching issue. All of a sudden, Gausman steps up. Gausman, just look at his last 3 starts. No runs. Like none.
These struggles in August, you had to blame the offense. We did not plan on that.
It
has silenced you.
What? Yeah, because I've never blamed the offense this year.
You had to in August. Look at some of the scores in August. You had to.
Yeah. Okay. I could still point to our bullpen struggling, our middle relief struggling. I could still point to Gallardo and Miley struggling. So there was other blame, but I agree. Our offense has been inconsistent, especially when our pitchers tend to pitch well. But things are. I feel confident about where this team's at. I feel confident about. If you can roll out 3 starters, Bundy and Gausman and Jimenez, who are pitching well. Tillman's returning soon. Hopefully he'll pitch well.
Yeah.
You can handle Miley or Gallardo every 5th day if you have one of those guys. The problem is, for a while, we had 3 of those guys, not one of those guys.
Yeah.
So you have to feel good about where the old team's at right now. It's going to be exciting.
We're still throwing out Mike Wright and Tyler Wilson every 5th day for a few months there, but that's when the bats were hot, right, Josh?
Yeah, that began in the season, sure. But and the other key this week has been Adam Jones coming back, which has looked way better than Nolan Reimold in center field.
Yeah. That was scary. All those few games without Adam Jones.
Even Steve Pearce has been not the Steve Pearce we wanted from Tampa. He hasn't had that hot bat. So to have a guy like Adam Jones who comes back, he's got at least 1 home run this. He's got 1 home run this week. So to have him back has been helpful.
Yeah, I think Adam Jones is one of those guys where you kind of take him for granted that he's going to hit, 275 and get his 28 knocks.
Right.
When he is, the fact that he plays such an important position like center field, he's really a hard guy to replace, and I think we forget that. We think of a central guy. You think of Manny Machado. We think of Zach Britton. We think of Chris Tillman. But Adam Jones is right up there for guys you really need on this team to be successful. And him being out for those handful of games kind of reminded all the Oriole fans, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, I think
who's batting leadoff? Who's playing center field?
Right.
Ay.
I think a few weeks ago I mentioned Adam Jones as one of my disappointments for this year. But yes, once he was gone, I realized no, he's not a disappointment this year. He's doing exactly what we need him to do.
Yeah, he's doing what he does every year, and that's provide consistent offense, consistent
Right.
defense.
Right, and that's his
Not
key. Is he's
spectacular, but
consistent.
yeah. And I know we get upset because he swings the balls in the dirt, but every time you get frustrated with him swinging at a ball in the dirt, remember, it could be Nolan Reinmold up there.
Yeah.
I
He
s-
missed 5 games. We went 2-3 over those 5 games. That those are all games against the Yankees in Toronto that he didn't play in.
Yeah, and that was that series in New York that was just ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Where we were just really struggling. Everyone was.
Yeah. All right. Looking down, just going down the old show notes.
We're in Tampa now,
We're in Tampa. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're in Tampa now. We
Yeah.
won on Monday night.
Monday afternoon.
Monday
A nice
afternoon.
1:00 Labor Day game.
Another afternoon game on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's nice. I'll take that. Something to do at work.
You like the afternoon games? I don't like the afternoon games.
I don't mind it.
No,
I put the earbuds in at work.
I'll be working on Wednesday, and then I come home in the evening. I want to relax and watch some baseball, and there's no baseball.
Oh, I got my fantasy football draft on Wednesday night, so it's perfect.
See, I'll be working. I'll watch you. I'll put the Oriole game on something though.
Well, then we
So
can
that's when the radio.
then we
works
can
well.
we can take Rick Dempsey's advice and watch the out of town scoreboard on Wednesday night, since the Orioles game will have already been over.
Yeah, hopefully that'll be a good game on
It'll
MLB
be
Network
so
or
much
something.
fun.
So much fun.
I was last week. There was a lot of action on our. Every week we are on Facebook. We're streaming live video on Facebook. There was a lot of action in the old comment section last week,
Really?
but I didn't realize it. I didn't even look at the page until after the episode.
Oh, okay.
I was complaining about this while you guys were on your sabbaticals.
Okay.
That I cannot figure out how to watch the Facebook page comments while doing the show at the same time.
Yeah.
So I tried putting the intern in charge of it at 1 week, and I guess I found out later he just replied to people and didn't share with me anything that was going on.
Yeah, I'm not good enough to reply. Actually, type in responses as I'm doing the show, but I can read some of the stuff as we do the show. All right.
Okay. What would you like to read?
Well, Jacob Rock, he's always active in our comment section.
Loyal
Jacob.
336.
Loyal 336er. Well, first, can I say I like to pull these comments out of context. So there's one comment where Jacob Rock says, "I agree with Bert." I don't know what that's in relation to, but I'm gonna wait until Bert says some outrageous thing and say, "Hey, Jacob Rock says I agree with Bert." So I'm gonna save that one for when I feel it's an appropriate time.
I like to think he agrees with everything I say.
Well, fair enough.
He likes everything I tweet.
He said, "I still don't trust Menez 100% just yet. If he keeps it up, then I'll completely be comfortable with him on the mound."
Is there
That's
any-
kind of what we said.
Is there
too.
any pitcher that you trust 100% on the Orioles rotation?
Yeah, but if you rank trust factors here,
No,
like,
he's not the top, but I'd give him a 65%.
I would give him about 5%.
I give him a
always.
passing grade right
I
now.
still have no trust. I don't think I ever will.
Gallardo's
trust
50-50.
Jimenez.
Well, will you bring up baseballreference.com and find out what Gallardo's trust factor is?
Yeah. Let's look at the trust factor because I promise you, Jimenez has one of the lowest trust factors in all of baseball.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I know a lot of people are watching the game. September baseball
Right.
game's on.
Absolutely.
But if you want to participate in the comment section,
What do we just have Jacob on there?
Watch the out of town scoreboard.
I don't know, there was another comment. There was Justin Smith is on there. He said, "Why not?" Again, I don't know what that means.
Oh, that he was
Maybe
taking.
he's just singing.
We're taking requests now.
Yeah. Maybe he's saying it's that type of year.
It's a why not type of year.
Again, I was going to
You know,
bust out the "Why not" comment.
Isn't,
for an appropriate
isn't
time
one
in
of the
show.
early lines of why not like that doesn't matter what the experts say?
Yeah,
I mean, it's a very similar year that no one picked the Orioles.
we're chasing the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Cito Gaston still
Let's
sucks.
just hope that Pete Harnish doesn't have to pitch in Toronto.
All right, let's hurry up and get through with this show so I can go eat some Fruit Loops. All right, do you guys want to get to our 3 up, 3 down,
Sure.
somewhat weekly segment?
Is that where we're at?
It's now time for 3 Up and 3 Down.
Hey, this is not my 3 up. I'm sorry to introduce a segment then go off on a tangent. This is not one of my ups, but it should have been one of my ups.
What's one of your ups?
We'll call this like a bonus up. You guys know.
I like bonus ups.
Yeah. I like sports. I like talking about sports. Growing up, one of the most I wanted for a while I wanted to be a sports journalist, and one of the main reasons why was one man who growing up loved him to death. Finally, after years on television, after years in print, then on television and on the radio, he's finally entered the world of podcasting.
Tony Kornheiser.
Tony Kornheiser.
That should be your up.
Yeah, he has. Are you aware of this?
Yeah.
Today
I thought he always had a podcast.
he never had a podcast.
He has had a podcast. It's
No,
been
he
the
hasn't.
podcast of his radio show.
I don't call that a podcast.
Now he's got
Yeah.
his own podcast.
I call that a radio show that's put up. They put on a podcast.
It's been recorded. Yeah.
yeah, that's like saying PTI is a podcast. It's not.
Right.
Even though I
no,
listen to
yes.
podcasts.
Now he has the.
So
Tony
now he has
Kornheiser
an official. Started today was the first episode.
Cool.
One of my favorite people on earth, Tony Kornheiser, has. So you should definitely check it out. Has his own podcast, strictly a podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Available on iTunes.
Yeah, available on iTunes. So that's just a little bonus up.
You know, if he keeps it up, maybe his listenership can get up to the level of Section 336
Absolutely.
listenership.
And that's when you know that podcasting has become mainstream. Because I don't think Tony Kornheiser even like he's an old dude. I don't even think he understands how to like check his email and stuff. Or he
Nah.
probably has an old flip phone. Yet he is doing podcasts now.
But the old radio shows are on there. You just have to make sure you find the proper Tony Kornheiser show.
I don't care about the old radio shows. I want,
No, there's two different podcasts if you
Okay.
search for it. Make
Okay.
sure you get the new one that
Yeah.
had the show that came out today.
but he's doing an episode every single day.
Is this just a promotion for Tony Kornheiser?
I'm sorry. I like the man a lot.
I thought
like the
is
man
there
a
a
lot.
point behind this?
Wilbon's on today's show.
All right.
All right,
Hey, you know
anyway.
what? Those two are great together.
They should
their
have a
own
TV show.
All right, whatever. You guys, what are your ups? What are your ups? I was just sharing because it's cool, because I like them. Anyway, what
Ups.
do you guys got?
My ups. You know what? I'll go the radio route with you. My up is Ed Norris, because I don't like Ed Norris as a sports broadcaster, but he got a Trumbo Make Baltimore Great Again shirt from Section336.com.
Nice.
So I'm now a big Ed Norris fan.
And he put it over on Facebook, or somebody did.
Gina Crash did,
Nice.
who I have no problem with.
I don't even know who that is. Should I know who that person is?
She's a radio
DJ.
Okay.
But yeah, just like you, Ed Norris went to Section336.com and got a Trumbo shirt. So that's my up.
I'm going to go with two ups. Trumbo and Davis since September 1st. And here we are in the third inning. Actually, I need to update it for whatever Trumbo just did. He struck out in the top of the third. Prior to that, they are combined 12 for 29, hitting .413, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs, all since September 1st turned over the calendar. That's a great start for these guys, especially considering July and August were pretty awful for the Orioles. So hopefully they can keep it up for a nice little pennant run here.
Yeah, that's really important. And when they struggled offensively, it's because the meat of the order was not producing.
Right.
So if the meat of order produces, the Orioles will be in a good state. I'm going for my up, Buck Showalter's emotional state. There was a moment in yesterday's game, I forget exactly all the details, who was up. It was runners on first and third with no outs. 2 guys come up,
Okay.
strike out. Davis comes up, gets 2 strikes on him. You thought, here comes another strikeout.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up getting a key base hit, and that starts like the 5-run inning we had in yesterday's game.
Yes. Yeah. 2-run double. Well, it's a single, and then he went to second.
And then he went to second.
That was in the
on
fifth
throw
inning,
to
yeah.
home. Yeah, in the 5th inning.
That's great.
We ended up scoring like 5 runs that inning, and it
Yep.
was all keyed off because that hit.
Yes.
But my point is, not that they got it hit, but normally it seems like all year this year, Chris Davis would have struck out in that position.
Mm-hmm.
We seem to strand guys, in tough positions. We don't get the big hit. We hit a lot of dongs, but we don't get kind of key hits in certain situations.
Sure.
And every time you look at Buck, after a really frustrating moment, right? No outs, runners on first and third, 2 guys come up and strike out. They pan to Buck Showalter. And like if I want to kick something, want to throw something, like I'm ticked. People on Twitter are ready to go to war. They're ready to mob.
Right. They want the pitcher pull it immediately.
Yeah. And you take a shot at Buck Showalter every single time. He's got those arms folded over top the rail and the green railing, just kind of staring out, like not phased at all. Like you wouldn't know if we just hit a home run or if we just kind of lost the World Series. It's all the same emotion with that. I love it. I love it.
I feel like Buck.
I'm over here flipping out, and Buck's cool as cool as
We
cucumber.
flip out and we get mad, seeming like thinking that the Orioles get screwed out of these challenges and stuff all the time. And I know Buck feels the same way, but I feel like he just came up with a way to just zone it out and just keep it to himself and keep his cool,
And sometimes, like,
knowing that the Orioles are getting screwed.
sometimes when players don't react, as fans, we said, oh, well, do they really care? Like, why aren't they getting emotional about it? Do they really care? But no one ever thinks that with Buck. no one ever questions his butt care, right? So the fact that he is kind of able to keep his cool, I appreciate that, knowing that like there's someone sane and rational at the helm of this baseball team and not someone who is emotional and irrational like myself and all you other Oriole fans out there.
It just makes you imagine like how much fun a fan managed
Can you imagine
Orioles team would be like?
Chucking things in the dugout.
Oh, totally.
Screaming at players, going out to pull Jimenez, but like running out there and yelling at him and,
And like
grabbing him.
grabbing him by the wrist and dragging him back to the dugout with him.
Yeah.
No, that is not good.
I kind of want to see it happen. All right.
You want to go bad?
Yeah, let's go three
Downs.
downs.
That's right. This segment does.
This is
have a
how it
second
works. We
half.
do the 3 ups, we do the 3
Right.
downs.
That-
I did 3 ups. Now we
Right.
do 3 downs.
They started yelling at Jimenez, but that was you good. All right, my bad this week is Steve Pearce. Not just for this week, but for the fact that when we traded for Steve Pearce for Tampa Bay, at that point he has played 60 games for Tampa Bay, and he had a .309 batting average. He now has 21 games with the Orioles, and he's batting .209. He's
Yuck.
been a big disappointment.
Meanwhile, Chris Davis just got another base hit in the top of the fourth inning.
Adjust your numbers, Bert.
Red hot.
Adjust
red
your
hot.
numbers.
I will. I'll get to that. What I put for down? Oh, this was fun. I found this article. I'm not usually a basketball guy, but everyone knows Steph Curry. He's a great superstar in the NBA right now. One of the best.
Stephanie Curry.
Tuesday, he was playing at an event in Taiwan, and he got his shot blocked by a 17-year-old Filipino kid. This kid, Jayan Mamuyak, plays for the country's under-18 team in, where did I say? Taiwan. And there's a video of it on Deadspin. Steph goes up for a shot, and this kid, 17 years old, just stuffs it in his face. Basketball doesn't even make it to the rim. It's hilarious. So big old Steph Curry's getting a 3 down this week from Zany Burt Rhodey.
We always like to see hot stuff, stars, people who we are jealous of, brought down to our level a little bit. It makes
That's
us feel
right.
better. Take that, Steph Curry. You've been stuffed just like all of us have been at one point in our lives.
Yeah, by Filipino 17-year-old boys.
How about you, Matt? How's first week of September baseball been for you?
Well, my down has been the expanded rosters.
Really?
This is on 2 notions.
Okay.
First of all, from the Orioles specific, our expanded rosters suck.
Well, yeah.
Like
Sure.
we have literally no one talented that we brought in.
There's not like some stud 21-year-old
Or,
we're excited to see in
no.
Major League action.
No, or it's not even like it's not like a Dylan Bundy scenario like 2012,
Right.
or anything like that.
But that's because these September call-ups are for the crappy teams.
Okay.
Like, I feel like if you have a winning record, you shouldn't be allowed to call up in September.
Well, and that's my second reason why it's down is because I never really fully understood the call-ups. Like, here is your team for the entire season
Yeah.
for 130 games. Last month, everyone can have a bunch of added extra players. Like, that's not how the whole season. All of a sudden, you have 20 guys in your
Right.
bullpen. Wait, what? All of a
Yeah.
sudden, you can do a pinch runner every inning.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
can do a defensive replacement every
Everyone
inning.
can be Girardi and pull a pitcher for each batter.
Yeah, like, which is fine. Like, if you have depth, but like that's why you only have whatever it is 4 bench spots. So you have to be creative with it. Now you have 10
Right.
bench spots, and it's a different. It almost becomes like a different kind of strategy, a different game. And why? If you want to do it that way, fine, do it the whole year. But at the last
Right.
month, let's do all
And
these
there-
different rules.
And there's no
What?
need for it because you have spring training, you have the minor leagues. That's how you get to see players.
It is like a totally different strategy. Like Matt and I at the game on Saturday night, late in the game, the Orioles are winning 2-0. Somebody gets on, and then we put in Drew Stubbs as a pinch runner. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't think we've used a pinch runner this entire year.
Yeah.
And now just because we got a room for the guy on the roster, go ahead, put on Drew Stubbs out there. And then let's bring in Michael Bourne to pinch hit in a bunting situation because none of the other guys we have can bunt. And now we have room on the roster for a guy who can do nothing but bunt.
And you would
Two-
normally
two
never
guys
have
that
a
we
room
didn't
for him.
call up.
Yeah. So now we have a base stealing specialist and a bunting specialist, even though they're not really that special.
No, he didn't. He ended up getting like a swinging bunt.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
first,
yeah,
whatever. And then every 9th inning now, they're playing our left and right field. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, good point.
But it's just weird. It's just different.
Whatever.
Going back to the comment section on Facebook, Jacob Rock says, I think there's a spot on that Buck only has 2 emotions, meh and ticked off. That's pretty spot on.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That's pretty spot on. Josh, there's some comments in here, and I know because we talked about this before the show started about kind of the special date of today.
Yeah,
What is that
Eddie
special?
Murray hit his 500th home run.
No, because that's not where I'm going.
We
with
got a
this.
nice orange seat out in, what is it, section 73 or something?
No.
That was
yeah.
20 years ago today.
20 years
Yeah, but
20
that's
years
What was
ago.
21
that's
years
not
ago?
the
Awesome
most
ago.
special thing that happened today.
What's today's date?
He's got a bobblehead of it right there, Josh.
Oh, Josh, just look at your.
Cal Ripken,
Oh.
the Fault in Our Stars,
Yeah.
something like that.
No,
Fault in Our
The
Stars.
Fault in Our Stars.
What,
Nah.
what did Bob Costas say about it? Something about he's
The
now
unreachable.
the unreachable star. Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get that and mixed up in the
The
Fault in Our
Stars
Stars.
is a romantic comedy.
What?
Oh, that's not a comedy.
No.
Romantic tragedy.
I'm pretty
Tragedy?
sure someone
Okay.
dies.
I'm sorry. It's tragedy.
Yeah, that was tragic.
There's some funny lines in it though.
But that's interesting that that's like the time hop thing on Facebook. 21 years ago today,
Was
Cal
the-
Ripken breaks the streak.
The 21-31 game.
Yes, sir.
Bert, where were you? Let's do a little where were you?
Okay.
Where were you? 21-31.
In my parents' basement.
How old were you at this point?
I would have 95. I would have been 15.
All right. 15?
Freshman year? No, I was early in my sophomore year of high school.
Hey guys, this guy was on Fallon this
Yeah,
week.
you told me that. What? I didn't follow. Why was he on Jimmy Fallon? The music guy we're talking about.
He sang some song about Pizza Hut.
Like
I don't
as a
know.
guest? Like he
Yeah.
wasn't the featured musical guest.
Yeah.
At the end of the show when they have a musical
Oh,
guest?
I don't know. I didn't watch the whole show.
Did he perform with the Roots?
No, he performed on his own with a piano and he sang a song about Pizza Hut.
Interesting. Well, good for him. He was on our show before, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. We are 1 degree away from Jimmy Fallon
Yeah.
now. He
yeah.
gave me high five one time. True story. Jimmy Fallon. Save it for Bert's story time.
With or without the broken finger.
It was pre-broken finger.
When I was a kid, do you know who my best high five came from?
Who?
WCW wrestler. I think it was
Goldberg?
I think it was Billy Hart. No, it was
Bret Hart?
Kidman. Oh man, kid. He always wore jeans and a wife beater. He was a high flyer. Now I can't even remember his name. He was my best high. Best
Chat
high
room,
five.
help us out. Who's he talking about? WCW wore jeans and white beater.
Billy Kidman?
Yeah, Billy Kidman.
Billy Kidman.
Yeah, that was my high five. At Six Flags, he was on the rides. I was waiting in line. He walked up with a cute girl. They
You
put him right in the front.
You
Yeah,
sure-
celebrities get that. I saw Donny Osmond at Walt Disney World on New Year's Eve one year. It was awesome. We're just doing celebrity
Josh,
encounters now.
2-1-3-1 game. Where were you?
There we go. Back to the topic at hand.
Oh, I was watching that TV at home. And nothing very exciting.
In your parents' house?
Yeah,
Parents'
my
basement?
parents' house.
Yeah, I remember having a couple of friends over. My parents were there.
Yeah.
It was a big deal watching it.
Matt was there.
It was a family affair.
Yeah, parents were at the game, right?
Your parents were
Yeah.
at the game?
Yeah,
the
they
parents
were.
were at the game. My mother, when doesn't like baseball,
Mm.
instead of me.
Well, your dad probably just couldn't pick one of you to go. So
This is one of Kidman's entrance songs. Do you recognize this one?
No,
No?
no.
How about this one? This is his other entrance song.
I was more of a WWF guy as a kid.
This is from the WCW.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I don't recognize any of it.
Oh, I was always WCW guy.
Were ya?
And yeah, the NWO, the Wolfpack, all that stuff.
The
'Cause wasn't-
Nitro Girls.
The Nitro Girls, absolutely. Monday Night Nitro.
Wasn't WCW like the one a little more kid friendly?
For a while there.
Well, when
Right.
Good.
WWE
little
was
bit.
in the Attitude Era for a while.
Right, and that's and that's when WWF had Steve Austin.
Yep.
Everything,
Austin
so,
316.
Hey, are you guys part of the flock?
I don't know what the flock means.
The
I don't know what
flock?
that means.
You don't know what the flock is?
What the flock is he talking about?
You haven't heard the flock?
What is it that
I
makes
recognize
a
that
raven
voice.
a raven? A raven is brash. A raven is bold. A raven is clever. A raven is spirit. A raven is always doing something worth watching.
Jacoby Jones has it at the 20. Jacoby Jones, and the miracle is answered. The Baltimore Ravens are Super Bowl champions.
The raven is tough as hell. A raven adapts to anything. Cold, snow, injury, adversity. It doesn't matter. But the raven thrives in the north.
Touchdown, Ravens!
On the ground, the Raven walks confidently with swagger. In the air, the Raven is amongst the world's most acrobatic. The Raven is the world's most intelligent bird. And that intelligence, listen to me, it's dangerous. Especially when that Raven joins the flock. The flock's power is in its commanding, menacing size. A united flock is fearless. The flock does not hide from predators. It invites them.
We went into the lion's den, and we came out untouched.
The flock rolls like an unpredictable wave through the sky into enemy territory with a petrifying loudness that declares, here we are.
That's a team that came here expected to win. They should have known better because they're coming to play the Ravens. You put that out all you want.
Flocks are motivated. They push each other higher towards greatness. They encourage each other. They expect commitment, toughness, sacrifice from each other.
It's a privilege to wear these colors. It's not a right. And we all have to earn that privilege every day.
Every Raven is ready to lead the flock. And no matter when and no matter where, the flock will unite. The flock will be relentless. The flock will soar. We are the flock.
You guys now pumped up for Sunday?
Let's go, baby.
That was intense.
Give me a wall to run through.
Raven is tough as hail.
The Raven is the most intelligent bird, according to Ray Rice. You know what Google says about that?
That wasn't Ray Rice, Josh.
Oh, Ray Lewis.
I hate to burst your bubble.
Well, and that's more evidence that
Ray Rice would
the
be the
Ravens
opposite.
aren't intelligent, by the way, but whatever.
Hey,
Yeah.
do you believe that fact? The Ravens are the most intelligent bird? Or you think that's just Ray Lewis and up a
Well,
stat?
how does one measure intelligence? There are different forms of intelligence.
I've got an answer from scientists.
Yeah.
The most intelligent birds are the parrot, crows, ravens, and jays, which are all part of the corvid family of
Nice.
birds.
So it's true.
actually a true fact.
Now, I don't know if I call the Raven football players intelligent outside of maybe John Herschel or clever. I don't know if I call them clever like he does, but
Well, he specified bird. He didn't
Okay.
specify the football team.
Right.
Okay,
He
fair
said the
enough.
ravens are intelligent.
He also mentioned that injuries doesn't matter to a Raven. Injuries kind of matter, as evidenced last year.
Now they refer to this as the flock, though. Do you
Yeah.
know what the official term is for a group of ravens? You know, like a group of fish is called a school of fish.
Yeah.
Is it not called the ravens?
No.
Or the flock?
It's
No.
called a murder, right? No, that's a murder of crows.
Yes.
Ravens is called a
It's similar.
A
unkindness.
oh yes, that's right.
And unkindness?
Unkindness.
Why can't we be the unkindness?
Also could be referred to as a conspiracy of
Or,
ravens.
see, those all sound better than the flock.
Yeah.
The flock's a little cheesy.
I wish you could.
The word flock is used for a
Any
group
bird.
of birds in general.
So
Any
the
bird.
So it's accurate.
So Orioles and ravens together were a flock.
Absolutely.
Flock of birds.
We fly together. Ray Lewis is, and I hadn't heard that before. Is that a recent thing?
Yeah, it just came out this afternoon.
Hey, the man's a freaking poet. The man's a freaking poet.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's got a way
good.
with words.
He does.
Do you think he wrote that himself?
Absolutely, I do. No doubt about it. I do.
They probably just let him wing it, and then
he
they're like,
probably
okay,
just
that's
winged it.
good.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he just winged that.
And somebody with a typewriter just wrote down everything he just said, and I'm like, okay, now say it into
Right.
the
Yeah.
speaker.
I
Right.
think he said it. He said it as much as you wrote the article about the.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You want to see the original article?
Well, I could point out some
I forgot
words
about that.
I know were not your words. I could point it out.
What was one of them? Abysmal?
I think absolve
That's
was
it,
one
absolve.
of them.
All right.
I knew it was something
You
with
did
an
not
A.
absolve, but I also know
All right,
like
Derek, I thank Derek multiple times for making me look like a writer.
And by the way, we're talking
I
about
sent him
the article about the
fan
attendance,
attendance.
that was on Utah's report.
Yeah.
It blew up.
Yeah.
yeah,
So I
you
wrote the
wrote it.
article. I wrote it.
Your name's on it.
You want to know how I wrote it? I wrote it sitting in traffic using Siri. And then I
Speaking it?
Yeah, and then I came home and I edited it.
Man, what a day and age
And
we live in.
again, I'm not a writer, so I sent it to Derek and said, "You can edit this, trash this, or post it. I don't care." And he edited it very heavily and put out a really nice article that made me sound really smart. All the points were mine. He just made me sound smarter.
So you got yourself a ghostwriter.
And there was some points I could tell was Josh. Like I know Josh's writing style enough to know like that's definitely Josh. Like Josh likes to throw in the rhetorical questions.
All the points were mine.
Yeah, but even like the style of throwing in the rhetorical
that was
questions.
mine.
I know that's you. That's
me.
what you do.
Because I don't
But
write.
Absolve wasn't
converse.
you.
I converse.
Yeah.
Absolve was not me.
Yeah, I know.
Did you catch the part about when he fell in the mud on his way to return the very pants that he was going to return? Ruining the very pants that he was going to return.
What are you talking about? I
It's
know,
right
I know
on-
that's from something. I just don't know
Kramer
what.
sold all his stories to Jay Peterman.
Okay.
Bob Sacramento.
I'm embarrassed that
No.
I missed the Seinfeld.
Yes, we're supposed to talk Ravens, but thank you, Derek, for editing that.
Yeah, I'm
Heavily.
sorry. I took us off track.
Yeah, I don't know why we got to that, but I did mean to thank Derek. So
'Cause-
thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, because you asked if Ray Lewis really wrote that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but
Yeah, probably about the same.
pretty cool video. Or pretty cool. Is there a video with that? or
It's a
just the
video.
sound?
It's him speaking with highlights.
That's cool. That's cool.
They'll probably show that in the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I love Ray Lewis, man. I love that we have him on our team.
Yeah.
If I was a fan of a different team, I might not like Ray Lewis.
Most don't. Yeah,
I love Ray Lewis.
He's got some free time now, so maybe we'll see him around more.
I do too.
So he can make some more videos. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we want to get to some with the season kickoff on Sunday against the Buffalo Bills. We want to get to some bold predictions.
Time now for bold predictions.
Yeah, and this is where we go on a limb. Do we think Devin Hester is going to return 20 kickoffs for touchdowns? Do we think that Terrell Suggs has gone to, I don't know. But I don't want to throw out bold predictions. I want to throw out my real bold predictions.
I was going
But
to say, you
what do
wrote down a
guys-
specific bold prediction about Terrell Suggs.
I
in your
know.
notes.
I didn't want to give it away now. I was just kind of teasing the types of things that could be bold predictions without saying my actual bold prediction.
All right. So you want to know a bold prediction?
Yeah, you give me one, then Bert give me
All right.
one, and then I'll give you one.
Perryman will make it through the entire season without getting hurt.
Oh, that's lame. That was like Bert's bold prediction about Manny Machado will not get hurt again. But all right, Perryman.
I'll get better. I'm starting soft.
Yeah.
But what about like his numbers? Like, is he going to be productive? Is he going to contribute?
He's going to be fine. He's gonna be our replacement Torrey Smith. He's going to be the long guy, and we'll see him do okay. I think it's going to take a while for Joe to get comfortable with him, and I think he'll get more receptions as the season goes on. I don't think that's very bold, but there you go. We'll start soft.
Bert.
What do you have, Bert?
I put down. What did I put down? Oh, I'm going to be pessimistic. I don't think they're going to have that great of a year. I say that either Flacco or Suggs are not going to make it through the entire season. Similar to last year, unfortunately. One of them's going to go down. It's going to be a season-ending sort of thing, and it will crush all playoff hopes.
So Josh is saying Perryman doesn't get hurt. You're saying like everyone just starts to die on the
Yeah.
field.
I like to set the bar low so that I'm happy.
Right. If it's not
happen.
Flacco, who's dying on the field? That's going to kill the season.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll start easy too. I'll start low and work my way up. And by the way, Manny Machado just hit a grand slam. I said we should throw away this game against their best pitcher and our worst
it's now
pitcher.
7-1.
Maybe we shouldn't throw away the game. Maybe we should try to win this one.
Sure.
My bold prediction.
Don't play it on paper.
Absolutely. My bold prediction, I'll start slow too. Joe Flacco has never had a 4,000-yard season. This year, bold prediction, he will throw for over 4,000 yards.
They're going to be throwing a lot.
Yep.
You know, Devin Hester hasn't played since 2014.
Is that true?
Yep.
How? Why?
I don't know.
Injuries?
So I'm
Surely
trying
he
to
could
find
get a
out.
job.
If I did any background check for this podcast, I would have told
I bet if
you
film
ahead of
study was
time.
sitting in that seat, he would know.
He would know. He last played for the Falcons in 2014.
Right.
But I'm trying to pull like
All right.
special team stats. But I'm not
You
seeing
work
that.
on that. I'm going to go with my next bold prediction.
Oh, you got more than one.
I got 3 of them.
Oh, great. Bring them.
Yeah. My next bold prediction, Terrell Suggs, I think is going to come back this year. Old man Suggs with a vengeance, playing like a young boy. Okay?
I think he's old.
He's old. Yeah, he's old, Josh. You know who also was old?
Who?
Peyton Manning.
Oh,
and what did he do? He won the Super
You should have
Bowl.
at least went with the Ray Lewis reference. Who won the Super Bowl?
Terrell Suggs, I think, is going to finish in the top 3 in all the NFL in sacks.
You're crazy.
His last full season, he had something like 14. I think you just need like 15 sacks to be in the top 3. I'm saying he's going to have about 15 sacks, 15 or 16 to be in the top 3.
Mosley will have more than him.
Oh, and I need to correct myself. Hester played in 5 games last year in 2015. received 8 punts and 9 kickoffs.
Yeah.
Nothing flashy, no touchdowns, nothing like that.
Well, and he's not going to I mean, no one kicks off anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, no one return kicks anymore.
No, you can't expect like a Jacoby Jones situation.
Yeah, he's
Like-
just going to be there for punts,
Yeah.
and half of those would be fair catches. What's he going to do?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah,
It's
even
an
in
interesting pickup.
even in 2014 when he played every game. Out of the punt situation, 18 punt situations, 11 of them were fair catches.
Yeah, there's just very few opportunities
and
to do something.
kickoffs. Oh, it doesn't have a fair catch in here, but
Yeah.
yeah, but still.
It's like bringing in Michael Bourne to play the outfield. in the ninth
The
inning.
thing is, he's a threat as opposed to the other teams have to worry about him.
Yeah.
As opposed to nobody's worried about Michael Campanaro.
Well, Mike McCamnera's hurt again. He's on IR.
I don't. Yeah, but
But
whoever's on the roster out back there. He's not scaring anybody.
Well, not only is he not scaring anybody, no one else on that roster has any experience doing that.
Yeah.
So there's a chance of fumbles. There's a chance of who knows what, not knowing when to call the fair catch. It's nice to have someone who knows what they're doing back there.
Have you guys watched some preseason games?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah,
I watched almost all of the fourth game.
I went to the Lions game.
All right, so you know the change in kickoffs.
Yeah.
About touchbacks.
Yeah,
Sure.
to the 25-yard line.
To the 25-yard line. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any preseason game. I haven't paid attention. I popped on Madden last night to play for the first time, and
And
I'm
you were
like, what's
confused.
going on?
Let me adjust these settings.
Yeah, I had to Google. And find out, 25 yards.
My next bowl prediction.
You're just running through your predictions, aren't you?
You got one, Josh? Because I got 3. You guys just have 1.
Yeah, no, I got some.
All right, what you got, Josh?
Kamar Aiken will be a top 15 wide receiver. I decided I'd go bold, go soft on the next one, go bold on the big one. If you look at the second half of the season last year, Kamar Aiken, the ball was thrown to him more than most receivers. I think he was in the top 10 for pass attempts.
There was no Steve Smith.
There was no Steve
There was
Smith.
no Mike Wallace. There was no Brashard Perryman.
Yeah, true.
There
Yeah.
was no Dennis Pitta.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True. I'm standing by.
Well,
I'm
maybe
going
one of these
bold.
guys.
I'm saying Kamar Aiken improved last year. He was ugly at the beginning of the season. He improved, and this will be his breakout season.
I don't think Kamar Aiken's going to finish in the top 5 of receptions for the Ravens.
Yeah. Very good.
But that's a bold prediction, Josh. I
I'm
give
going bold.
you that's bold.
You can go bold.
You went from not bold to
That's
super bold.
the point.
My bold is Justin Tucker. Speaking of bold, will set the record for longest field goal made ever. Currently, the record is 64 by Prater. I think he's going to hit a 65-yarder and set the new record.
Okay.
That's not what your paper says. You
I
want to
know.
go with your paper? You
I
want to blow it out of the water?
Tell us what's really in the notes here, Matt.
I wanted to get just a reaction. Sometimes I put things in there just to get a reaction to you guys to see if you guys think I really say it. I have 80-yard field goal in the notes. But no, I think he's going to set the record. He can do it, right? He said he can do it.
Sure.
Certainly he can do a 65-yarder if the conditions are right.
Yeah,
certainly.
We playing in Denver this year?
No.
Oh, that hurts.
Does it hurt?
Well, I mean, he said he could do it in Denver.
Oh, that's just
It's
rubbing it in.
It's kind of convenient to say that you can kick a ridiculous field goal in a city that you're not visiting that year.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if we play any
I'm sorry.
domes.
Yeah, they hit a 63-yarder was hit in New Orleans. Okay.
Okay.
A 63-yarder was hit in San Francisco. A 62-yarder was hit in Tampa Bay. A 61-yarder was hit in Oakland. A 61-yarder was hit in Arizona. A 61-yarder was hit by your own Justin Tucker at Ravens Stadium, a 61-yarder. So he can't get
Impressive.
65?
He can get 65.
The only dome we
The-
play
the-
in this
the
year
80 here
is
was a joke.
Dallas, and that's considered a dome, right?
Uh,
Retractable roof.
I don't think it's retractable, is it?
I don't know.
I don't think Dallas is retractable. I think it's just like gigantic. They've got the problem with Dallas is you can't get much lift on the ball because they have that gigantic screen in the middle. So
That's all my bold predictions. That's all I got. That's all I got in the old ball prediction bag.
now here's my Ray Lewis statue comment where I said my bold prediction: Ray Lewis gets another statue in Baltimore. I don't think that's very bold.
Another statue?
Another statue. Did you forget about his first statue?
No, but why would he get another statue?
Brooks has 2.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but one of them, like the fans had to commission to get it done because the Orioles hadn't put any statues up for anybody.
I'm pretty sure Steve Bisciotti has a Ray Lewis statue outside his house.
He certainly should.
I would.
A couple of comments from
I know he has a miniature Johnny Unitas statue in his basement because you
Yeah,
showed me that one time.
He does.
a couple comments from the chat room. There's a little I don't know what's going on.
They're
in there.
making some of their own bold predictions.
I don't know what's going on there. I got a comment 6 minutes ago saying Bert's prediction broke the stream.
Oh, nice.
And then, like, I'm not getting other messages, and then I click on it, and I can get over here. If I click on the notifications, I get one comment that Jacob said, and I agree with Matt on Tucker setting a record. But like, I can't get it on my mainstream. Just something's going screwy on our comment feature.
I think what happened with the Facebook video, it cut out for a second and then automatically came back on. But now that means there's a second stream running now.
Oh,
because I had the same thing. I had a new notification, and now I see something with Jacob.
Yeah, because it says we've been live for 7 minutes.
Yeah. But we've been live way longer than that.
Yeah, we went an hour, so then it cut like into another stream or something.
So what you're saying is we fell into some kind of portal, time-dimensional portal.
Yes.
That has kind of put us back in time to 7:30, and we're just 7 minutes in.
Some dimension between time and space.
Yeah, that's amazing.
By the way, AT&T Stadium, formerly Cowboy Stadium, is a city-owned 80,000-seat capacity stadium with a retractable roof.
Nice. Nice.
My parents are going to that game in Dallas this year.
I'm going to Dallas next week. After the show, we got to talk about the podcast because I'm in Dallas on Tuesday.
Oh, that doesn't work for me.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
So we got to talk.
The amount of times that Josh has worked around your schedule, Bert, you going off to Disney World, you doing who knows what, and now he's going to miss 1 week and you can't step up and make it work.
Well, you and me are kind of tied to him because if we showed up here without him, I wouldn't.
Well,
do you know what to do? I don't know what to do.
We'd just be started hitting things.
Like Zoolander.
Yeah.
It's in the computer.
That would definitely be after that, Josh.
I could do Tuesday morning. Don't catch the plane till like 3 o'clock.
All right, we can talk about it after the show.
We'll figure it out after the show.
We'll talk about it after the show.
Let's let everyone listen to us plan.
Yeah.
What's next?
That's it. That's all I got. Let's wrap up the show. Oh, the intern.
Oh, gosh.
Still missing.
Well,
it's election season. He says he'll be back once.
He's got an election to win.
Whoever his guy wins.
He's got an election to win.
Van Houten? Is that who it is?
Van Houten, here's the who.
I don't know. I went to Mother's yesterday. He doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah.
He quit.
He's given his whole life over to democracy. Good for him.
Yeah, I guess. I'll be happy when the election's over, regardless whether the intern comes back or not.
Why?
I'm just tired of it.
You're tired of it? We're just getting started. We haven't even got to the debates yet. It's just heating up.
The debates are in a couple weeks. That's when it gets fun.
It's gonna be good stuff.
I mean, the Olympics just ended, and I got happy. Now I got this hanging over my head.
Next week's our special political episode.
Okay.
Politics.
Yeah, we should have a special bonus episode, just politics.
Well, we have the anti-patriotic Colin Kaepernick hanging up right here in the Section 336 studios.
That is out of camera.
Oh, Colin Kaepernick on the wall.
You see you see Colin Kaepernick's like one of the top selling jerseys still.
Is he?
Yep.
That's a good strategy. I like that from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah, it's a bunch of anti-American far-left people buying Kaepernick jerseys.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to come up with some kind of outrageous statement to get people to buy
Trumbo shirts.
To buy Trumbo shirts, and let's do our show. I'm gonna think about this. I am gonna think about this. In the meantime, you can like us on Facebook. Search for Section 336 on Facebook. You can rate us a review on iTunes.
We need one of those.
Okay. You can, of course, I'm doing this show while Manny Machado chucks it past the catcher's head. You can, what were we talking about?
Liking us on Facebook. Watching our videos live every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m.
Thanks, Bert. Team player, picking a guy up.
Except next Tuesday, but we'll figure that out when the show ends.
Yeah, but you can know what we're doing if you follow us on Twitter, Section 336 Show.
That's right. At Section 336 Show.
Yes.
Yes.
You can follow me on Twitter at Section 336. You can follow Bert
at Bert Rohde.
You can follow Josh
at Josh Soroka.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go Ravens and go O's.
Section 336 is an affiliate of 24/7 Networks. Find Section 336 on UtahStreetReport.com.